6:15, which is already 30 minutes too late. 6 classes.
Hello,
were
Mr.
done.
Hine.
Hi.
I'm so glad you agreed to conduct this interview with me.
Of course.
Thank you for allowing me to do this. And we're going to talk a little bit about past and future technologies in Yukon Public Schools. Okay, I'll get straight to the point. At what point during your tenure with Yukon Public Schools were interactive whiteboards, from now on referred to as smartboards, frequently purchased and most used?
I think they started showing up. I left the classroom in 2005 and became an assistant principal here, and it was right around that time because I didn't have a smart board, and I don't remember any of my colleagues having smart boards when I left the classroom, but it was very shortly thereafter, so I'm guessing 2005, 2006. Those first couple years I was an assistant principal is when they started showing up in our classrooms.
Okay.
So I never had the chance to use it, which actually puts me at a little bit of a disadvantage. I'm not as good at helping teachers as I might have been had I had a chance to teach with one.
Right, that's about the time I left, and I didn't either. But I was a trainer, so I learned how. Okay, were you able to help decide on the purchase of them for your school when you became an assistant principal?
I didn't decide on purchases, but I was aware of kind of some of the practices of how we were getting them and who was getting them at the time.
Okay, do you know about how much they cost back then?
At the time, I want to say the going rate was $3,000 to $3,500 per board to purchase, mount, get it fully installed.
Okay, and how were they implemented in Yukon? Do you remember that? Like how were teachers trained? What was their intended plan for you? Well, we know they were to be used in the classroom, but did they talk much about allowing students to use them, or were they just for instruction and teachers were going to be trained?
It was touted as a way to get students out of their seats, get students interacting up in front of the class,
Okay.
manipulating things hands-on. Rather than the teacher, at the time before that, as I was closing out my teaching time, the big technology was the AverKeys and getting your PowerPoint up on the TV screen. Of course, the TV was a small 27-inch old-school TV, so that was the technology that was being phased out. So this was a new way